welcome to another exciting episode of Bumping into Walls here on CJSW 90.9 FM. Of course, folks, we are broadcasting from Treaty 7 territory. Welcome to it, and welcome to another episode. Here we are, February already, folks. Time certainly flies. You know, I say that every episode, but of course, I want to always thank you, the listeners out there. You never know who you are going to get. And of course, I am here with Anthony, as per usual, my partner in crime. Of course, Anthony, what's up and how are you?
Hey, I'm good. Now, don't turn me up like Wu-Tang Clan because we had too much fun getting it set up. We just leave it the way it is.
Ah, there you go. Hey, I'm not turning anybody up. And of course, welcome to it.
Hey.
And welcome to our episode. Ah, man. So, how have you been? And
Hey, I've been good. What's been going on with me? Well, I've been, Christmas came and went. We had Christmas, we had Valentine's Day, which for me was a non-event. But for you, I'm thinking, or any of those who have a relationship in their world, it's a pretty big event. So that's pretty awesome. What was Valentine's Day? Because for me, we would always do stuff ahead of Valentine's Day so we didn't have to deal with the massive crowds. Because unfortunately in restaurants, you just couldn't hear your significant other because there was just so much noise.
you know, it's amazing you mentioned that. Yeah, Christmas come and gone. And Valentine's Day have come and gone. But
Yeah.
I guess before we dive into that, why don't we talk about, Christmas, it comes once a year, whether you like it or not. And of course, we normally don't produce a show during December. So
No.
let's talk about that. Your favorite, what was your most memorable Christmas or, toy? Did you have any favorite toys?
Oh yeah, anything that made a whack load of noise. I got a drum kit for Christmas.
Well,
that was fun.
That's dangerous. Who was a smart person that gave you that?
Oh,
Do you
I
recall?
think my dad bought it. No, my grandparents bought it for me. He never talked to them after that. Believe it or not.
Hey, it's great for you. Did they have bottles of Tylenol in the house?
Well, actually, we had a basement that was sort of soundproof, so it was kind of okay. But many houses don't. And I never really took up the drums. I thought about it, but then I'm like, my buddy, he took them up really hardcore, and he did well. I didn't, and that was my mistake. There were a lot of things I wished I'd have done. But the other thing I liked was we would take games. My mom, when she was alive, we had this little football game, and it was this little teeny weeny game with holes, and you had a peg, and you moved the peg along, and you had these dice. Well, the one thing we did was we had a little pen that you could draw, and it would make goop come out of the pen, and the goop would harden into whatever you put on. If you were drawing a line, the line would then be like tactile. You could feel said line. So Mom used to put lines on around all the holes where you can tell I'm not a football fan. Well, I am, but where the lines for the 10 and the 20-yard line and all those lines where we put lines around all those little holes, so I knew what they were, and we put a little area for the end zones, and it was quite interesting. You had to have fun, had to have help playing that. The other thing was we had Braille Monopoly. That was pretty fun. You get a bunch of people, and that's always fun to play too.
Yeah, I think games...
We would take games that weren't accessible, like Monopoly was, but it cost a whack load of cash. Well, any specialized Braille game is going to cost you more than the regular games because someone has to Braille all that stuff. So, like Monopoly, for example, someone had to Braille the cards, and if you ever spilt water on that stuff, you were screwed. But it was still lots of fun. Oh, Braille, what was the other thing I had? I had Braille Monopoly, and I had Braille Scrabble, and they had little tiles, and if you ever lost the little Braille tiles, you were hooped too.
Oh man!
And they'd fit into the board. You had little squares, and you had little Braille inside each square to give you the number, and the tile would fit right inside the square, and it would just click right in, click. Except they took a lot of room to store because they were in big boxes and the boards were huge. So yeah, not like now where everything's an app, but back in the 70s and 80s, we didn't have that. So
70s, oh man, 80s. Well, I remember my favorite, a hot item was the Optimus Prime toy. Transformers.
Oh, yeah.
Autobots. and I think there was a
Transformers.
Yeah, the Soundwave. I think he was a Decepticon, but man, I tell you, I remember that toy, and I eventually got one.
Okay.
Of course, I remember the biggest excitement. Of course, we got home videos to prove it. Although
I'd love to see little David getting excited. Oh my God, I'd love to see that.
Actually, believe it or not, it had to do with blank tapes, folks. I was pretty thrilled about these blank tapes, and of course, like. It was just stocking stuffer.
Oh, sure. I love them, too, because you could record off the radio, dude. I had a stereo. Oh, that's the other gift I got. It had an 8-track player.
8-track player? Oh, man.
Don't ever get an 8-track stuck in there.
Well, there you go. Yeah, I got a Ghetto Blaster, a little red one at one point. And
little red Corvette.
Not quite, but double. It had double dual cassette deck, and yes, folks, AM, FM.
Well, yes.
Radio in
we
it.
had AM. They don't have AM radios anymore, actually. They're starting to take them out of cars.
Yeah, well, I don't think that's a smart idea.
No, I don't think so either, but hey, people do what they do.
There'll be a lot of pushback.
There already is.
But what else do I remember? Oh my gosh, there's so many. And of course, as you know, around that time of year, there's always eating too much.
Oh, yes.
Eating all your favorite stuff. But that's, you know what?
Nanaimo bars.
Nanaimo bars, not
They
my
should have
favorite.
Calgary bars, but they don't.
No, I think it was actually invented in Nanaimo.
It was. That's why it's called Nanaimo bars.
Not my favorite.
No, that's fine.
But, I mean, for sure, we, fair share of those. And, of course, what do you call it? Nuts and bolts.
Oh, yeah. Those are good, too.
Oh my
So,
God.
for those of you who don't know who Bumping Into Walls is, Bumping Into Walls, we are a show that deals with the blindness issues and just being blind. That's who we are. So for those who have just tuned in, that's what Bumping Into Walls is. So buckle in. We're not done yet.
Well, of course not. Just have to always give folks a heads up if you're tuned in. What are these guys talking about?
Yeah, what the heck are we doing? But now you know. So let's rock on.
Well, now you know, and we're right back at it, folks. And and of course, folks may or may not know I'm partially sighted, and which does help the cause. Especially when it comes to operating these boards. And
Well, the nice thing is they took all the braille from the old board and transferred it. God knows how they did it. I don't know, but they got it done.
Oh, that's right. We recently have some new boards in front
Mixing
of us.
boards, not actual 2x4s.
So, which is they're really sharp looking and take up a little less space.
And they came from funding drive money that you all give to funding drive every year.
So there you go.
So there you go. You always wonder where your funding drive money goes. Well, that's one of the between that and headphones. They seem to go through a lot of those around here, and microphones and your general upkeep of everything around here. That's what we do around here.
Well, and also, boy, we were. And around the whole Christmas season, I never thought we can pull off a whole. But those crowded malls. I don't know.
Oh my God! I've seen too many of my canes get snapped in too because some wingnut doesn't know what to do with a cane. Now, many people think blind people just have dogs. And when they see a white cane, they don't know what to do. They don't even know. And then now we've got these people that want to buy purple and green and orange canes because they think they're pretty. I'm going, what?
Really? I didn't know.
Yeah, you can get any color of cane you want.
That's it. Maybe I should get a different color.
No, that'll confuse the heck out of the average person.
Yeah, that's true.
And that's friends of mine in the States are getting, and they're getting them right from Canada. They're buying them from here. Believe it or not, out of Montreal, yeah.
Leave it up for to Dave, the ill-prepared radio host, to kind of would. But hey,
it's what makes you you, man.
Yeah, I know. Oh, it's all wow. That's another thing too. White Cane Week
came and went,
and and
it was really, October.
Yeah. Time flies, folks.
And lots of things are happening. I mean, lots of things are going on.
And Valentine's Day. That's right.
Yeah.
Folks, kind of switching gears again. We're a little all over the map here.
We're an open tip today.
But, yeah, that's right. And it is a big deal. Well, all right, here's the thing, folks. And I'm not a fan of quote. As I tell my dear wife, you don't need one day to show that you love, show your love. And you know what, folks?
That's true.
honestly, I got in a little bit of trouble for that one.
Uh-oh.
But it's not the point. My wife and I, we tried to acknowledge it in some way, whether it's a little. Really, it's a good excuse to get some chocolates.
Oh, yeah.
And really, we don't do the dinner out, as you mentioned. Same thing. It's crowded.
Expensive now. Oh, my gosh. I walked into a pizza place a couple of weeks ago. What used to be $10 is like almost $20.
Wow.
Well, no, 15, 16 plus. And then sometimes they give you an 18% tip, which that can happen. Some restaurants do, some don't. But they forget to tell you as a blind person, and then you get your bill, and you think that you have to tip, so you tip again. So please, if you are blind and you aren't sure, do not be afraid to ask. The server's not going to lose it. Just say, hey, is this...
and they're pretty good.
They are. Most servers are. And they do that, and I talked to the manager about it, and she said, if I don't do that, I can't keep my staff.
Well...
So, that's
it is what it is. That goes back to, I guess, eating out in general is expensive, especially around that time of year.
Even fast food. You look at the campus around here, you can drop $25 and you're done.
Even McDonald's used to be the cheap place to go.
Not anymore.
Not so much, is it?
No, not anymore.
And, I think... That's a challenge for all. But, February is one of those funny months, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it's usually a short month.
Yeah, that's right. 28 days.
28 minus last year, I think it was 29.
Here's the other thing that's really great, and I'm loving to see this now. Restaurants are getting smarter. Some restaurants are actually putting Braille menus in their restaurants. And some are making their menus accessible online.
I thought that was a requirement in terms of Braille menus.
No. In the States, it is, but not all restaurants do it. But if they get complaints through the Americans with Disability Act, then they will. But Canada, we are so far behind. We are 25 years behind America right now. And that's just the way it goes.
So when you had a love life, if you will.
When I did, yes.
Did you, I don't think you guys ever did.
We would go out before Valentine's
smart.
Day. We would go out before Valentine's Day. And we would pick a restaurant, and we would go. Sometimes it wouldn't even be that. I'd just go to her house, go to my ex's house, and hang out with her family and stuff. Which is one of the reasons I found it really hard with this breakup. But hey, stuff happens, right?
Ooh,
I mean, it does happen when you're that connected after 7-8 years, right?
Well, yeah, no kidding. And folks, of course, I've been happily married for 16 years. It'll be 17 years come June.
Wow,
that seems like a long time.
It does.
I mean, oops.
It does, but it's a good time though, right? If you find the right person, I mean.
Oh, yeah.
So here's a question for you: a lot of parents don't think of their disabled children as ever having sex, so they don't teach them about it. You would be amazed how many blind people I have run across over the years that have the weirdest ideas about sex in general, and they get them from YouTube or just really stupid places. And
really?
Oh, yeah.
And,
yeah.
And folks, just a little bit of disclaimer on that, because the topic could be a little for mature audiences.
Yes.
So please.
We should have probably done that ahead, but that's okay.
Yeah. So please be
advised.
Listener discretion will be advised on that one.
Yeah.
So, yep.
How did you find it when you were in school? Junior high sucks anyway, but do you think because you had some sight that it was an easier experience in general, or do you think that, no girl ever paid me attention in junior high? Really?
Nah. I was in the quote unquote special class. Folks.
All right.
Listening, you know what I'm talking about.
Well,
I'm sure.
Maybe.
In the 80s.
They put all the disabled people in a class away from everybody else because, I don't know, maybe they thought it was catchy. I don't know.
I don't know. No, I was segregated. And, of course, I did some integration. Of course, we needed to get integration. You did get to meet other people. And, no one ever paid me, no never mind per se, except within my group of friends. And of course, we didn't have too many young ladies, so there was a few.
Well, yeah.
But yeah, no, I do agree. Sometimes that's some folks have some pretty interesting ideas, or
Or
pretend,
no idea at all.
or pretend that it doesn't happen.
And it does.
I've experienced that. This one lady I dated for a very long time, actually. Her folks, I think, her mom was always pretending that it wasn't necessarily happening, and so that is an interesting way about it. And really, they're just as folks with disabilities, whether it's blindness or not. You know what? We all have
wishes and dreams in those areas.
So, I mean, it's bound to happen.
Sure, but it's got to be. I mean, when I
as
have
long
to,
as it's consensual.
yeah.
Too.
And the thing is, when I went to school, CNIB at that time, they don't do it now, and I wish they would. They took a special course, and they brought the sexual center in, and they actually had, of all things, everything was tactual. So everything was tactual, so you could actually check it out. And they even had you put a condom on a banana. I remember doing that. So you know how to put a condom on if you were a gentleman. And, it was an experience. And I wish they would do that for the younger kids these days, but it's one of those things no one ever remembers. But I do, because in school, I don't know if remember this, but a lot of the stuff was so visually based. Like, it was all graphics and screens, right?
Yeah, they'd play videos or whatever.
Yeah, so as a total,
I know what you mean.
You go, well, what's going on here? Whereas what CNIB did, the one and only time they did that, it was an amazing experience. And the embarrassment, it was a bunch of blind and visually impaired people. So it wasn't like we were different. All of us were in the same boat there. So it would be amazing if they ever did that again, and I'm sure they could. And we even went and talked about consent and things like that, and I came away as a 15-year-old knowing more than I expected I would have known, but I took away a lot of the myths that I had, like if you masturbate you'll go blind. Well, unfortunately, I was already there. I know it's not true.
Oh.
No.
Okay.
No, it's not true.
I think that is a myth.
It is a myth, unfortunately. But a lot of times parents don't know they always think to themselves, oh my God, if my daughter gets pregnant, well, if you don't explain to them what's really happening, they probably have a chance of getting pregnant because they don't know what they need to do to protect themselves. Maybe. We don't know.
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, myths. I forget. You know what? I forget. It's been so long since I went through. Of course, it would be in the school systems.
Yeah.
In terms of sex ed.
Yeah.
And, it's... Yeah, I didn't think there were... I'm sure there were myths I heard, but, I think, putting on a condom on a banana while I was at Mount Royal or wherever, somewhere in college there, and they had someone come in, and of course it was on a wooden penis. That was
no, that's even better. That's even better, actually. I don't know why they didn't think of that.
But. I'm just, but banana would be close enough. But I guess, how would you? That's interesting. I mean, having no say. I'm sure it's pretty easy when one thinks about it. You can find. Navigate your way.
You navigate your way using your fingers, like they had in the old TV and the old Yellow Pages commercials. Let your fingers do the walking.
Yellow Pages. Gosh.
We don't use them anymore, but...
Yeah, I know what you mean.
But at the same time, do you think that it's going to get better for kids now versus when we were out there? I mean, I don't...
Of course we
the internet's full of a lot of
I was going to say, we have the internet now, don't we?
Yeah, we have Dan Bongino. What's your point?
Nothing.
Right.
I was just gonna say, I don't know if it's gonna necessarily better or not.
Don't know. I mean, I think people understand more about consent than they did when we were younger.
I think you are correct on that.
And I think people are more open. I mean, with all the different variants that are out there now, variations on people and how they wish to identify themselves, I think that's open.
And it's funny, folks. We were kind of leery about diving into this one, but
we did. We're here.
It's interesting, nonetheless. I think it's a little different for folks who are disabled. I hate to say that, or because it covers blindness. I mean, there's a lot of other stuff that may come with blindness.
Other challenges that happen with the brain.
So it's not just, so you're blind. Well, I've met blind folks with learning disabilities.
Yeah,
so, I mean,
I've got one.
So do I.
I got one.
Believe it or not, you never know it.
No.
You never know it.
I mean, the big thing I'm really happy to see is that people are more open about who they want to be. I think that's great. And I mean, for us in school, they would only put one blind student in a school. And that was the worst thing they could do, because that pretty much put a target on your head and said, pick on me. I'm different.
You know what? I honestly felt, anyways, I think we're kind of done with that little
we are.
topic. It's just,
we have to tell people how to get a hold of us, though.
Well, yeah, but first of all, let's go on to what I was thinking.
Okay.
We were talking about being different in school. That's I always felt alone.
Me too.
In terms of having a vision impairment. Because, they'd bring in special equipment, of course, just for me, special equipment.
Had your own room probably to store it all, because there was so much of it.
No, it was on a back table. But, I always felt, oh, man, am I the only person that lives with this type of vision impairment? And, well, no, that is not the case.
Nope.
That is really not the case. And, and that's... as I've gotten older and, of course, into adulthood, as I learned meeting you guys, and then meeting a few other folks, that I am not the only one. Mm-hmm. And one thing we forgot to mention is, of course, folks, we've been bowling since, September?
Yeah.
That's always fun, and I've taught you how to, trying to get you to bowl. That's a challenge.
Well, it's different,
It's different when you have your eyes closed, for sure. But we do have a good time. And
we have a great time.
And the folks we hang out with, it's always a good time.
Sure it is.
Usually happens on a Friday.
Every on a Friday, yeah.
So, it's always good. And you know what, folks? I'm just going to add it in there once again. You're listening to Bumping Into Walls here on CJSW 90.9 FM. If you're just tuning in, hey, you're catching pretty much the tail end of the show, but... at least you're tuned in. But I think I've always felt a little. I'm the only guy, and there's no worse feeling. That was through my school days, and it's got to be the most discouraged thing. Because I did get picked on, but that's all right.
I think everyone goes through it when you think about it. I think it's getting better now, because back in the day it was like, oh, well, boys will be boys, right?
Yeah.
I think that's changing. I think that's starting to change now.
Yeah.
Hazing was quite popular. I was lucky I never got involved in that, so...
No.
I wasn't on a sports team, so that didn't...
Oh, high school, yeah. Well, I tell you, folks, when... I could drop gym class. I certainly did that. I did not like gym. wasn't my favorite.
They stuck me in the girls' gym class.
What?
Yeah, that's what I said. What? I love gym after that.
Yeah, I would too. I think twice. Oops, I could be careful. Well,
that was before you got married.
Yeah,
so.
That's right. That's right. If my wife's listening, so too bad that happened. How many years?
Many years ago, before dinosaurs roamed. So, do you have our email address for those who might have experiences that might want to share them? You never know.
It is bumping into walls at CJ.
Nope. I think it's bumping in
321.
321.
Anyways,
that didn't work.
That didn't work, folks. But we'll carry on with the rest of the show. And we do have an email address, and we really do. And we did mention it back in January. So
yeah, I just thought you had it up there.
Oh, man. It's like trying to catch me off guard.
That's what I'm good at.
But, yeah, I know. But, of course, folks, really, I think we're almost out of time.
Yeah, thanks for coming along for the ride.
thank you for coming along. But you know what? Before we go, why not? We got a little bit of time. What else was I going to mention? We have, I think we're just going to wrap it up and say thank you very much for listening. And until the next episode, take care.